Oh, man. Man, it's hard to wind down after that one. I'm just... So many emotions, so much adrenaline. What's up, everybody? Welcome into a Loser's Lounge. Man, we don't even have energy for a sad trombone.
I don't.
Listen to the score, you guys. The Nuggets lost 124-103 to the Houston Rockets. 124-103 Houston Rockets.
103 points?
124 also. Like, both of those numbers
I don't know what's
are
more
absurd.
shocking, the 103 or the 124. I think the 103.
Nuggets fall for the sixth time over the last 14 games. Really, effectively since they wrapped up the one seed. And I know some people are saying, it's not wrapped up yet. We were planning on it. We had it ready. We made graphics. We prepared. We did all this stuff. Didn't happen tonight. Help me break it all down, though. I got the fellas with me. I'm also presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Did we make any money tonight, Dev? I can't imagine we did. Nothing went
Hell
right.
no.
No way.
No.
No way. No way.
Well, at least this game
Şengün.
cost us money. Yeah, Şengün went off. Over here, he wore all black for our funeral. Who would have guessed?
God.
Who would have guessed that's why? I didn't realize it's Harrison Wind.
At least the wings at the DNVR bar were good.
Were they?
They were good.
Hell yeah. Always love some good wings.
The only silver lining tonight.
Yeah. Nuggets wings, not so good. Over here, we got D-Line Co.
Guys, that was disgusting. I'm disgusted. I am so unhappy with the effort that the Denver Nuggets put forth. Like, they don't deserve a post-game show. Like,
They really don't deserve a post-game show.
that was the worst effort I've seen them put forth in a very long time.
We're definitely going to bring way more effort. Over there, Superstar Dev.
He's disgusted. I am also disgusted. Just a horrible performance from the team that should have locked it all up.
Yeah.
Man, I'm
Damn.
telling you, the thing about tonight is, like, usually after a game, we'll be talking. Even a bad game, we're talking. We're just kind of sharing notes, talk about like, you guys didn't even want to talk today. We had a quiet, like, end of the bar session, walk upstairs to the studio. It was really rough. Unfortunately, guys, I do have to make you relive this one with a very fast breakdown. To start the game, do you guys remember this? Jokic dominated.
I do.
6 points
I
to
do.
begin, just absolutely scoring at will. I thought he was going at Şengün. Thought he came out like a bat out of hell. You're like, hell, Jokic's back, baby. But then the Rockets bounced back and it was over. Like, after the first 3 minutes, it was like, all right, maybe this isn't how it's going to go. Jokic checked out after 8 minutes, which is unusual for him. I had multiple people write me, does it look like Jokic is limping to you? Did it look like he was limping tonight?
No, he was just running slower than usual.
He just was he was in less than first gear. He was in park tonight. There was a Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon stagger. That was interesting, something new. Then Peyton Watson into the game and made a nice little stint. His first stint was actually really good as his stints were in the previous game. There was something to be excited about. 31-30 Nuggets after one. You get the lineup that features Bruce Brown, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, and
Do you know
boy.
you're on that camera?
What'd you say? What happened?
I don't know.
He was on the camera that he was replacing.
Oh. What was I saying, guys? Oh, those
Peyton
three.
Watson?
Bruce Brown, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson as a trio is a really good defensive trio, man. They played some good minutes together out there.
Yeah.
Defensively, there was a sequence there where I felt like they got like 4 steals in a row, just completely turning them over. Then Jamal Murray left the game. Did he leave in the first quarter or was it announced in the second quarter? Do you remember?
Well, I think he subbed out at his normal point in the first quarter.
And then just never came back in. Reggie Jackson sighting. Rockets claw back into it, and they take a lead. The Yoke comes back in, and there just was no rhythm to the game, no energy, no intensity. It felt like the air had been sucked out of the building. I mean, I don't think the Nuggets played horribly in the first quarter. I don't think they played great. I don't think they played with energy. But I didn't have any notes that they weren't energetic in the first quarter. Second quarter, I did, and they fall behind 56-53, and you think, oh, my God. Gonna have to turn it on in the third. Nope. Starters looked so bad in that opening to the second half. Blew the lead. Michael Porter Jr. saved the day a little bit by catching fire. Do you remember in the third quarter when he hit like 3 threes in a row? Maybe it was disguising what was happening to the Nuggets because if it weren't for that, I mean, my God, where would they be? 86-85 Rockets. Bench comes in to start the fourth. Horrible. Absolutely horrible minutes from Reggie Jackson and the Denver Nuggets bench. Jokic comes back in, down 7, 8 minutes and 35 seconds. He comes back in. He checked out of the game with 4 minutes and 45 seconds. He played 4 minutes in that fourth quarter. And in those 4 minutes, it went from bad to over with Jokic on the court. These notes aren't even good. They're just like reminding you that this game actually wasn't close. It wasn't good. There weren't like good things. It was a lifeless event. Let's start us off, Dev. Give me what's your big takeaway here?
My biggest takeaway, not to overreact, but that was the worst loss of the season.
Man.
Just because the magnitude of the moment, they really needed that win to secure first out west. That was a easy opportunity that I feel that they could have closed the door on that and got ready for the postseason. Now they put unneeded pressure on themselves. So big takeaway, worst loss of the season.
Man, it's hard to argue with it, honestly. Like, the candidates include the Spurs loss, but I mean, the Rockets are just as bad as the Spurs, if not worse. And the fact that this one carried a natural stake to it, first place, you get it?
I mean, it's tough because it's the end of the season, but Dev has an argument there because of what was kind of on the line tonight.
Yeah. Sadly, there's a handful of candidates. D-Line, what's your big takeaway?
I mean, I think that probably in that locker room, they're devastated. The Houston Rockets locker room. They did not want to win that game. That actually ruins their chances of getting a good draft pick. The Denver Nuggets went into chill mode. The Denver Nuggets need pressure on them to perform well. They were so sloppy. They wasted all of our time.
Yeah.
They wasted their own time. Jamal Murray got hurt further in this game, which is just also absolutely disgusting that he played in this game to begin with. Like, this was just a comedy of errors. This was just amateur hour through and through and through. It's like, I mean, truthfully, like, I don't even want to talk about this game. I'm like so grossed out by what
I can't believe you're on the show right now.
Eric's pulling a Jamal Murray. There's a chance he's
gonna
gone after the first quarter.
I was literally not going to be on the show. Like, I am so like they just don't deserve it. They don't deserve our efforts tonight. Like, they wasted everyone's time. Truly, like the number.
This was a waste of time.
The number of turnovers. Like, Jokic looks terrible. He was so sloppy with his handle, throwing the ball around. He didn't look injured. He just looked like everyone's just in chill mode. Hey, we got the number one seed. I mean, they still do, which is the worst part. Is that the worst part is that like I don't count on seeing the Denver Nuggets actually show up for a game for 2 weeks.
How could you?
For 2 weeks. So we're in purgatory again, but it's
God damn it, you're right. We're back in purgatory.
Don't say the P
Oh
word.
my God, I can't believe it, but you're absolutely right. That's where we are.
Yes.
You know what game was fun? The one Yoke didn't play because we had no expectations.
Nothing.
And then the young guys come out and play all hard, and it's like, hey, how fun is this? Tonight you got Yoke, and it was like, why did he play?
Here's the thing. Here's my big takeaway. If I'm Michael Malone right now, like, I'd be furious at my players.
Oh, he was. You see some of the postgame commentary?
I would be livid, and he deserves to be, because it seems like everybody was on the same page about what was going to happen tonight and what the plan was, except the Nuggets players. Like, everybody played tonight. Nikola Jokic played tonight.
Right.
He didn't have to. He missed the last 3 games. Jamal Murray was hurt tonight. He played. The entire starting lineup played. I think the plan was for the Nuggets to win this game against the tanking Houston Rockets.
I think the plan was to win, yeah.
And then, I don't know what's going to happen in Phoenix, but then slowly shut it down from there. Take care of business tonight, clinch the 1 seed, and shut it down from there. That seems like what the plan was. That obviously did not get through to Denver's players because they no-showed. Like, Nikola Jokic no-showed tonight. The starters were embarrassing. They were awful. So I think, like, Mike Malone has every right to blow his players up for this one. He has every right.
The thing is like, I know some people tune into this show. If they miss the game, they'll tune into the show and then decide if they watch it. This is like
don't watch it.
I can tell you with all confidence, don't watch this one. There's a couple good Peyton Watson things. We'll talk about him later on. There was a couple things in there that were like, oh, that was fun. Just watch the highlights or something. You'll catch those. Scroll Twitter. The game itself was nothing but frustration. The bar tonight made no sounds.
Nope.
The bar was so quiet
Just like
tonight.
the occasional groan, like, ugh.
Oh, man. This was the most vibeless loss. That was like, you got to be effing kidding me. What's your big takeaway, Harrison?
That was
it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't lead with my big takeaway is, so I didn't know if it
I
was.
did exactly that.
No,
I
you
said,
did.
this is my big takeaway.
My big takeaway. Here's my big takeaway. Nikola Jokic is a goldfish.
Back me up, Cal.
Yes, he is.
Nikola Jokic is a goldfish. He grows to the size of his bowl.
And this is the tiniest bowl in the history of the Denver Nuggets.
They're in the tiniest bowl.
The tiniest little shot glass.
This is a bag.
Yeah, he's in the bag. He's in the plastic bag you carry the fish home in, and then you have to get a bowl for him. This is by no means an excuse. It's by no means a defense of Nikola. We've asked for 8 years now, why does Denver play to the level of their competition? My opinion, it's because of the big fella.
Yep.
Everybody looks at him, and you can say that guys didn't play hard tonight. I thought Michael Porter played hard. I just think his energy is consistent. But I do think there's a lot of guys, Aaron Gordon's, KCP's, that look at Jokic and get their cue from him. And tonight, he did not care.
Yeah.
He's coming back from injury.
Yep.
Maybe there's something there. But tonight, just like the look on his face was one of like, why am I out here? And I don't know the answer for that. The Nuggets might have had, and this is crazy to say, this is the first time I'm going to utter these words in 8 seasons. The Nuggets probably would have had a better chance of winning this game if he did not play.
It's true.
He came out like he didn't want to be there, like he didn't care, and that this game was going to be so easy. The team followed suit, and they got embarrassed by 21 points to the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, like, the plan was clearly, let's try to win this game.
Yeah.
And that message just did not get through to Nikola Jokic or the players because they came out like it was a preseason game and there was nothing on the line.
Right.
You know?
But somebody says I'm sugarcoating it. Guys, that was a Yoke critique. I don't know how that's a sugarcoat. That was a horrible.
Yeah,
I don't know what was positive. What was the spin of that? Yoke was terrible, and he did not care.
There was no spin, and there is no.
I don't know. What
there's
was
no
wrong.
trying to hide it or disguise it in any way. That was a very, very bad Jokic game. One of the worst that he's had, and that's coming off of an injury. I don't think it had anything to do with the injury. It was just the lack of not wanting to be there. It was the lack of taking it serious at a time that you should. You're ramping back up for a hopefully deep playoff run. You go into this game, you play 24 minutes. If you keep it close, you play your full allotment of minutes. But you don't take it serious, and others around you follow suit. Their last game, without him with the Warriors, they played inspired basketball. They, raised to the level of competition.
Yep.
They wanted to play better. And then he comes back, and it's lollygagging. It's unserious passes. He had 8 turnovers in the game. You can't have 8 turnovers in a game. It doesn't matter who you're playing, and that's the Houston Rockets, who have not much to play for at all and have not been a good basketball team. So the reason that you critique Jokic, not only from his bad players, you are the leader of this team. You are the best player on this team. They go as you go, and if you put up that type of performance, that's how you get beat to sleep.
He had 8 turnovers in only 25 minutes. Like, usually, if he's going to have 8 turnovers, he's playing 35, 40 minutes.
Truly.
25 minutes.
Now, some of this was rust because, like, some of his turnovers were like he just lost the ball. No steal, no anything. He just lost it. And I do think some of that is probably he was off for a little bit. But at the same time, the thing that bothers me is when he checked in, especially with 7 minutes to go or with 8 minutes to go and they were down 7, you just want to see the look. And it's the Rockets. They'll fold. You just want to see the look in your players' eyes of like, it's go time. Like, guys, throw everything else out. We sucked. We didn't have it. Now's the time. And he came out with like almost less energy.
Yeah.
Somehow at that time.
He definitely did not seem like he wanted to be out there in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was really, really horrible. It was just the absolutely what you didn't want to see. Although I'm honestly, the worst part is that I'm not surprised. Like this is what the Nuggets have shown us, that they are really likely to do in situations where a game like truly doesn't matter. And they have not played a game that's mattered in like a month. And it's they
matter, but in ways that are not immediate. They're not, I would say they matter, but are not urgent. I think they need urgency.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean,
Right.
that they feel the burn, that they have to win the game. They need that. The good thing is we've seen them come out and flip the switch. I know that they have a switch because Nikola Jokic has a switch. But man, that switch was so far off tonight. He just, I mean, I really think that they were everybody just figured, we're just going to roll out. And
We're going to win.
We're going to win. I mean, I certainly felt that way, that they were going to just roll out and win, that they would find a way in the end, and they just got worse and worse, and they were so sloppy. I mean, just the turnovers, and they were ridiculous, ridiculous turnovers. It wasn't like, oh, man, Houston's playing them tough. It was like, what are you idiots doing?
Right.
What is this?
Yeah. Do you agree, Dev, that it's Yoke setting the tone? Or in the wrong direction in tonight's case?
I absolutely do, just because we got to see them without Yoke, and we saw how well they played, how together they played. And then you get your guy back, and while some teams are going to rally behind that, other teams are not. And that also makes you just worry about the next couple of games, because if you say that this has to do with the injury and trying to work itself back, there's half the population that are saying that he should sit for the rest of the games, and then there's games like this that says, well, if he sits, he comes back, he's going to be rusty. You can't go into a playoff game or a playoff atmosphere with that type of rust, with the team not being in cohesion. So I think that does make it difficult.
I also just think, again, we're going to talk in the next segment about how much all of this stuff really matters. But the reason I made the distinction between urgency and, is the Nuggets, a lot of people are like, they're going to lose the one. I still don't think they lose the one seed. It's almost certain that they're going to get the one seed, and that's the problem.
Of course.
There's a difference between, do you need this game, and would it really help you to get this one? It's this one would have helped. You get it, and you can determine how you spend the next 3 games.
Totally.
Instead, they're going to have to trot back out there at some point over these last 3 games. And it's just they're 1,000% that student that knows when they have an extra hour to turn the thing in. It's
they are
why not
procrastinating.
just show up to school with it ready? Oh, no, I get 15 minutes at the end of this period. I'll just do it then. Come on, man.
Because it's going to happen. Memphis is going to lose tomorrow on a back-to-back in New Orleans.
Oh, I think we're going to clinch. This is the most Nuggets thing.
I know.
So 46 years have never won the number 1 seed, and they're going to win it on an off day.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We're
On an
gonna
off day.
backdoor into the 1 seed after, according to the Dev, the worst loss of the year.
Yeah, we're going to show up miserable.
This is going to be the worst part of the show, guys, right here, and I apologize for it. Can we go to the DraftKings Sportsbook King of the Game? I'm not even going to go through the usual thing where we break down every player. That's later. It's Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah,
it was difficult. He did not necessarily play great. He did make 6 threes, which is good. He shot 15 of them, which is, again, 6 of 15. Okay. It's not that. It's actually kind of bad.
Yeah.
But who else was it going to be, guys? Who else could we have possibly given this award to?
P-Watt?
Maybe.
There was nobody else we could have given it to.
So anyway, Michael Porter, congrats on the...
Christian Brown was a +1, just saying. Just saying.
Who was +1?
Christian Brown. Jeff Green was also a plus off the bench.
The CBA.
The Christian Brown agenda.
Let's take a break. On the other side, let's get into the topic everybody really wants to discuss. How concerned should we be the fact that the Nuggets can't play more than 1 good game per week over the last 6 weeks?
You never have to be concerned about Backus and Shanker. When you get hurt, Backus and Shanker is here to help. They win for Colorado families, and they've been helping those who are seriously injured in Colorado for more than 25 years. Backus and Shanker, they're free until they win your case. You don't pay them any money, any fees while they work on your case. They've won over $1 billion for their clients with neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Englewood, and Fort Collins. They've got the strength and power to win your case with more than 30 lawyers and 100 staff members at Backus and Shanker. Backus and Shanker, they help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault: car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks. They even help you if you're injured at work. Call them today, 222-2222, to find out if you have a case for free. Backus and Shanker wins. Also got to talk about our friends over at Roman. Guys, do you want a better sex life? Did you know that 50% of men have symptoms that get in the way of wanting or enjoying sex? If you want a better sex life, you're not alone. Roman is here to help. Roman is the digital health clinic for men, addressing a variety of sexual health needs and offering genuine medication that helps achieve and maintain a strong erection. Roman offers discreet wipes that help you last 4 times longer in bed And in men with low T, getting testosterone levels back to normal can help increase your libido. Roman offers a testosterone test, which includes lab processing, and if it's appropriate for you, treatment for low testosterone. Roman is great. No waiting rooms, no hassle, just a straightforward digital experience from the comfort of your home. If medication or testing is appropriate, Roman will send it directly right to your door. Everything also arrives in a discreet package with free 2-day shipping. So to learn more about how you can achieve your personal sexual health goals, go to ro.co/DNVR to get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/DNVR. And again, if you want a better sex life, if you want more enjoyment in the bedroom, check out Roman. It's the digital health clinic for men. They address a variety of sexual health needs, and they offer genuine medication that helps achieve and maintain a strong erection. If you want more information, ro.co/DNVR to get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/DNVR.
The thing about the Denver Nuggets is that they just don't give us all the pointless things that feel good.
Nope.
You know, there's so many little check marks along the way where it's like, does this game really matter? No, but let's just have some fun with it. They just don't give us very many of those. And it's like, we're always in that spot of how mad do we need to be right now? But it is time. They are 6-8, guys. 6-8. If you talk about coming out of the All-Star break, they beat the Cavs. They lost to the Grizzlies on the road. They beat the Clippers at home, beat the Rockets, beat the Grizzlies in a big game, a statement game, which effectively locked up the 1 seed. And then they beat the Raptors in an ugly game.
Yeah.
Since then, and we remember at that moment, it was really after the Grizzlies game, but they won the one after that against Toronto. They won that game. After that, it really was like the future we saw it. They were either going to win by 7 games or 1 game, but they were going to be the 1 seed. Since then, lost to the Chicago Bulls at home. Chicago's beat a lot of good teams, by the way, lately. Chicago's been, and they just clinched a play-in spot. They lost to the Spurs. That was a horrible one. Lost to the Brooklyn.
That actually might have been the worst loss of the year.
Lost to the Brooklyn Nets at home. That was a bad one. Lost to the Raptors on the road by 15. That was bad. Beat the Pistons. Good job. We could have gotten the trifecta.
Do you remember the Pistons game too? They were down the
you
entire
got into
game
the fourth, you're
and
right.
then just started playing in the fourth.
Did they ever lose to Charlotte this year? Did Denver lose to Charlotte?
Will
you look it up?
Think so.
If they did,
no, they didn't. They're 2-0.
They're 2-0. Damn, they could have lost to the 4 worst teams.
They did win by only 4 at home.
Right, well, there you go. All right, hold on here. So
Jokic
they beat
had 40
Detroit.
and 27.
They lost to the Knicks. Then they went on a 4-game winning streak. That remember we were all like, "We're back, baby." Okay, little slump, we're back.
Yeah.
And again, we were. Those were big wins. They beat the Nets. They beat the Wizards on the road. They beat the Bucks. They beat the 76ers. All 4 of those are good wins. They actually did it. And guess what happened when they did that? 1 seed's over, clinch it, lock it down. Then they lost to the Pelicans, lost to the Suns, beat the Warriors, another one, bounce right back. Lost again to the Houston Rockets. So 6-8 in this over this last 14 games. D-line, start us off. How concerned should Nuggets fans be about the state of the Nuggets?
Not at all.
Really?
I'm not concerned at all. No, I truly.
So you're annoyed but not concerned.
I'm just. I'm like just pissed that they just we have to endure nonsense versions of the narrative now, where it's like everybody and I'm just seeing like insane reactions on the timeline. Everyone's like, it's a disaster. The first seed or first round law. It's like, chill out, guys. Very truly, I will repeat, very, very truly, the last meaningful game the Denver Nuggets played was a month ago. It was against the Memphis Grizzlies, and they absolutely showed up and showed out. They also played and buckled down against the Bucks, but that doesn't count as much because it was the second night of a back-to-back, but they absolutely took care of business. When faced with what is an actual, or at least feels like a game that actually needs their full attention, the Nuggets have shown us this season, you can count on it. Like, they'll show up, they'll play well, but they just really have no problem turning it off. They just have no problem switching it into chill mode and just going out, going through the motions. I'm not worried at all, but like I just cannot. I just got to get through this season. Like, just please let the playoffs start.
How much does it suck that this season, that is like in some ways the best ever, is also this?
It's terrible, but it is truly the result of just them having so much success and getting to the place where nobody else in the Western Conference was even really challenging them. They've been largely unchallenged for a really long time.
So Dev, Eric is not nervous but annoyed. How nervous do you think Nuggets fans should be? How worried?
I think pretty worried. Just because of it being the end of the season. Jokic is a lingering issue, or what Malone said is a actual injury. Jamal Murray went out of this game. There's still not an answer for the bench. Denver hasn't been consistent all year. They're having their best year, but it hasn't been consistent. Aaron Gordon doesn't look like himself. KCP has not been himself, and that's the starters. And those are things and the defense is still not all the way there. Those are things to worry about for a team that has not won in the postseason or when it truly matters. And you can't just turn on a switch, and we haven't seen them do it when it truly matters in the playoffs. Yes, we've seen it throughout the year. Yes, we've seen them in big games, but you're only going to be judged on how you play in the playoffs, and they're not going into the playoffs in the way that you should, especially if you're having your best year and you're the number one team out west. So I'm a bit worried.
So you personally, like on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say? 10 being supremely nervous.
I think about a 7, 8.
Wow, pretty high.
Yeah.
No way.
Man,
no
that's
way.
pretty high. Why do you disagree?
Because the last time we saw them like really have to turn it on, and the backs were really good. I mean, not the last time, but we know what this team has. Like, we know what they have historically. We've seen them come back from 3-1 deficit twice. We saw them overcome like a pretty hot Trailblazers team and beat them in the playoffs. Like, I'm not worried about them. I just like they're not going to reward you. They're just not locked in, man. They're just not locked in. But I know that they can get that way. We'll see what happens like in the next several. But like right now, it just sucks.
All right, almost none. 7. Harrison, where do you fall?
I'm
on
not
this?
that worried. I'm more with D-line. The only thing I'm really worried about from this game specifically is Jamal Murray. And I can't believe he played tonight. It was stupid, I think, that he played. I mean, the thumb has clearly been bothering him the last couple of games. Just watch the game and you see him grabbing at it, and it's clearly bothering him. And I don't know if like he really hurt it tonight, or if it was just, or if they were just being cautious. But I can't believe he played tonight. Like, why? I mean, it seems so stupid that he played tonight. So that's really the only thing that I'm concerned about from this game. I'm largely with D-line, though. I think they can flip the switch. Now, would I feel better about this team if they were going into the playoffs on like a 5-game winning streak? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm not that concerned.
I mean, my confidence is definitely shaken. As much as I think I lean more towards I don't think that this matters to the overall picture. I'm not fully there. I do think that there is something like this could, if you start the series bad, I do think it creeps into your mind like, well, we haven't actually played well for 2.5 months. Like,
Yeah,
I think
sure.
then it can start to matter. If you come out and win the first game by 40 points, then of course it washes everything away. But I do think that it does set you up for a little bit of that doubt, that self-doubt. And here's the biggest thing I will say about tonight's game and about the Nuggets since effectively wrapping up the 1 seed, 6 weeks ago. Do they look like a team that's on a mission?
No.
The mission is to get through the season.
Yeah.
That's the mission that they look on. Exactly. They look like they're on that mission. And this is a unique year where the Nuggets, with 51 wins, you're almost never locked up your seeding with 51 wins. 51 wins usually is a 3 seed where you're like trying to secure the 3. You're worried about falling to the 4 or 5. The fact that it's not just the 1 seed, but like comfortably the 1 seed, in some ways might have set Denver up for failure.
Maybe.
I wish they were better than this. I wish that they were more self-motivated and self-driven. But that's it for me. And then when we start to get at the things where you think, again, what would it take for this to start to matter? Well, KCP has been cold for quite a while. About 5 weeks he's been on a cold spell. Aaron Gordon hasn't exactly been great for more than that, about 8 weeks for Aaron Gordon. Jokic is motivated. Jokic's the one I worry about the least because we've seen Jokic turn it on, and maybe that's what you're getting at here, D-Line, is so much of this is Jokic, and he just doesn't care. But at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily acceptable. There's a part of us that think Jokic knows like the energy it takes. But I do think there's something too. Will Denver ever get 57, 58 wins in the Jokic era? I kind of think not.
I mean,
it takes too many games off emotionally.
I think that they would if they were being challenged here at the end. That's just it. We started off the show by saying that the team goes as Jokic goes, and he didn't care tonight, and so they didn't care, and they just fell apart, and then they just they were like just kind of shooting and doing whatever. It's just like they just weren't locked in at all, and that all stems from Jokic. And when he demands high effort from the rest of his players, then they follow and they play that way. That's why I'm truly not worried at all about what it is we're going to get out of the team. It's just
at all.
I'm really not. Like I've been watching this team this entire year, and I've seen what they are, what they have, who they can be, and I've also seen when it doesn't matter, like what they can turn it off, when the way that they can just completely turn it off. They just have that in them. It's not unique to this team either. It's something we saw the Avalanche do last year. It's something we saw the Suns do last year. It's something you just see with teams that don't have that like burn to get a victory in the highest league in all of the world. Like you know, the other side they get paid too. Whatever the all the cliches, like if you don't come out and want to win a basketball game, like you'll get punched in the mouth in the NBA.
I think about this a lot, Dev. I was talking with AJ Hafley on the Denver Sports Podcast, which, by the way, you should watch every single week. It's like a panel of people from DNVR where we talk about cross threads, but you get good gems like this. AJ Hafley covers the Avs. Last year, Dev, he said, I felt so good all year about the Avs because everything they did, they were focused about the mission. And to Eric's point, they did suck the last
they did
8 days. It wasn't like the Nuggets who have been 6 weeks. It was more like 2 weeks that they had cleared number one overall and then took their foot off the gas. But nonetheless, AJ says, I could just tell that team had a focus. They had suffered all this pain that they had this focus about them. Would you say that about the Nuggets this year, that they have this focus about them and this that they appear to be single mind? We're trying to win the championship. I don't know the right answer, by the way. I'm just asking.
I think no. I mean, any team's going to say the right answers. They're going to have the cliches. They have some wins. I think a lot of those wins, you should look back at, what was going on at the time. There's a lot of stars sitting against them.
That's the NBA. It's so hard to guess.
So you're looking at it in a different lens. But also, they don't have. I feel like there's a lot of questions about the team still that puts me in that. They still don't have a backup center. You're going to need that in the playoffs. You still don't have an answer for the bench. We don't know what the actual bench looks like. We're still, wondering if Peyton Watson is a real rotation piece, and that just came in the last 5 games of the year.
Right.
That's something to worry about.
It actually is.
Christian Brown is like a answer off the bench. He's a rookie. You don't go into a playoff series with those type of things, and then your superstar. He is. I feel like, honestly, Jokic is a top 2 player in the league.
That didn't feel good.
And right now, he's not motivated, or it doesn't look like it. And then also in the West, there's other teams that are soaring or surging, while the Nuggets are just kind of there and playing without a reason right now. Which the reason should be you have your best chance at a championship ever. So I do think that is something to worry about. And I can't just say, they'll turn it on. Because I don't know.
Though.
I just don't know.
If they come out against Phoenix and win, and it's the full Phoenix Suns team, and, the Nuggets give the same effort they did against the Bucks a week ago and win, everything's fine, So...
I mean, and again, the real games don't start for 2 weeks. They're going to have 3 more chances to secure this 1 seed. And maybe, they come out against the Suns and play a great game. We will feel good. We will be like, okay, that's the one. I mean, to your point. But at the same time, it's just so many of these that it's hard to project forward. The thing they lost tonight with not winning is now you have to play at least one more game, or you could wait. Let's say Memphis doesn't lose tomorrow.
That's a thing. Yeah.
Well, let's just assume they win a game. How does Denver approach Thursday now?
I mean, I felt like Thursday would maybe be the last game where you play your regulars anyway. Even if you won tonight, like maybe those guys play a half or something, or maybe they even just play that game. So, yeah, I think you definitely want to play your starters. You want to play your best rotation against the Suns. Thursday night, TNT in Phoenix. Look, Phoenix is also a team that's, trying to find some chemistry because they've barely played with Kevin Durant.
6-0 with him, though.
Yeah, they've been very good, but they've still barely played. It still feels like they don't really have a great chemistry, even though they are winning. And especially coming off this loss, yes, I think you want to play your guys against Phoenix. You want to get some semblance of a good vibe. If that happens, if you have the 1 seed clinch, then yeah, you can shut it down the next 2 games.
What do you guys think happens in the next couple games?
I don't know, man.
Is it possible the Nuggets just lose out and they still get the 1 seed because Memphis drops 1 game?
I mean, they could literally wake up Memphis could lose the second night of a back-to-back tomorrow.
But if they don't, how do you think Denver will approach? Let's just say Memphis keeps winning. How do you game theory out these last 3 games?
I mean, I maintain I wouldn't show any of my hands.
It's not worth it
against the Phoenix Suns. No, I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think it's worth going toe-to-toe, battling, maybe for a little bit just to prove to yourself that you can. But all I know is that I've not had any doubts about the Denver Nuggets all year. I've just believed in this team. I've seen what they're able to do. I know what it looks like when they're clicking. I know all of the pieces. I know that they have a machine that works together. The starting lineup, that starting 5 is incredible. The bench has been the question all year, but it's also probably the least impactful part of a playoff lineup because you just keep your starters in longer. And I just know that this just feels horrible, but it's just one of these games, man. It's this is not emblematic of the Denver Nuggets in any way, shape, or form. It's just one of these rotten end of the season games that they couldn't get up for.
Almost certainly means they're not going to have a winning record on the road. I mean, they could beat Phoenix, but
it doesn't
Utah.
matter.
It only matters for those little indicators. No team's ever won the championship with them not a top 10 defense. Or one team has, and then no team is one with a losing record on the road. You just have to add up all these things where you're
it's just to me they've just not been pushed at all for a long time, and until the games that they needed to be pushed, and they won those, and they lose the games to the Spurs and to the Rockets.
It's not like this is the first time a team has ever won their conference by comfortably. Still other teams find ways to win the conference. The Suns won the conference one year by 13 games. They found a way to keep pushing themselves. Again, I understand that. I'm with you on the part that this might not matter, but it's just not every team does this. Oh, we got it. Let's just stop trying. It's a unique Nuggets experience at the moment.
At the moment, I don't know. I mean, again, the Avs lost 5 of their last 6 games going into the playoffs. We're this exact place where we are now. There's no leverage, there's no reason. It doesn't mean anything. It truly means nothing. That's the part but we're here, and so it feels big, but it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't.
Have you got anything to add to this, or you kind of got it all out?
Kind of got it all out.
I'm looking at the Avs here. Their slide.
Also, I think hockey and basketball are completely different in that regard.
Here's the thing: their slide began 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They lost 6 of their last 7.
Yeah.
We're talking about a 14-game stretch for the Nuggets. Double that.
But in the middle, there were big wins that they turned it on. It's
the Nuggets just beat the Bucks.
They just beat the Bucks. They beat they show you that they can do it if they want. They beat the Knicks. Or did they lose to the Knicks? They beat the Nets. They've had some good wins, and they've shown you that they still have it. It's just they don't care enough. They care, but they don't. They just can't turn it on.
If you ask me the good win since that streak you're talking about, to me, number 1 is the Bucks. Not trying to contextualize it. Second night of a back-to-back, I still think that was a great win. I just think they played great.
They looked great.
They looked great. And then you have the Warriors one, which was without Jokic. So how much does that actually matter? It's just they played hard.
Yeah.
And then after that, you go to the Nets. Well, the Nets are like 500 team. They're like, okay. It was a good win.
But it was on the road. It was
on the road.
That's always a difficult game for the Nuggets.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
What were their potential good wins over that stretch?
Philly didn't bring their guys, and Denver won. And they actually won. That was a pretty good game.
What were the games they lost that would have been good wins?
Brooklyn at home would have been another one where you stack on top of that. The Toronto game, I think, would have been another one where you could stack on it. The Knicks would have been a good game if they would have got that win and you stack on top. And then you got, I guess Jokic didn't play against the Pelicans, so it's not that big a deal. Same with the Suns. I don't know. It probably doesn't matter. The Nuggets just are not going to reward us with any type of joy or excitement here until the playoffs begin. And at which point, I'll be so nervous because it will have been a long time since I've seen them play consistent, great basketball. And I'll be like, but now they will. And I think they will. It just makes me nervous. Let's take a break. On the other side, let's get to some super chats and a very unfortunate around the association.
Guys, Volo Sports, we just partnered with these guys. Volo is the largest social sports company in the U.S.
We got a little bowling league going on. We're going to be in.
Yes,
Volo.
the DNVR bowling team. I think we're actually having tryouts for the DNVR bowling team, I heard.
Who do you think's going to make the final cut? Who would you guess, knowing nothing about who's a good bowler?
I mean, I do know RK has his own ball.
That's
so, I mean, you just got
But
to
he's had it since
He was a
ridiculous.
teenager.
I know,
Alright.
but just if somebody has their ball, they're probably decent.
Yeah.
Like, even if he hasn't bowled in years. I'll put me on the team.
Really? You're calling yourself?
Yeah.
How good are you?
I'm not good, but I can probably get like a 150 down the lane.
150 is impressive, man.
Does that get me on the team?
I think so. I think that gets you
On a good day, 150.
Okay.
Dev,
First it was 150. Now it's on a good day 150.
I don't think Dev's a bowler. Am I wrong?
Very.
You're a bowler.
I'm good at anything that I try. Really. I'm a competitor. That's the thing that you keep forgetting.
No, I want to play just to beat Dev. God damn it.
Guys, sign up with code DNVR10 with Volo. You get $10 off. Spring League sign up closes April 13th. So you got to get on this pretty quickly in like the next 9 days or so. We are playing in the Cherry Creek Bowling League on Mondays. So you can join us if you want to play against us in that league. They also have kickball, soccer, volleyball, softball, cornhole, bocce ball, basketball, pickleball, bowling, mini golf. Why are we in the mini golf league?
Man, we
That's
should-
my other question here. Flag football and more. Volo has leagues throughout the city, including Lodo, Rhino, Uptown City Park, Highlands, Sloan's Lake, Cherry Creek, DU, Englewood, Arvada, Aurora, Northfield. So they're all over. Sign up with code DNVR10. Get $10 off your fee. Spring leagues close April 13th. And again, Volo is the largest social sports company in the entire country. And like I said, they're all over Denver. So sign up. You can compete against us, Cherry Creek Bowling League, on Mondays. So sign up with code DNVR10. Get $10 off. DraftKings Sportsbook. We did not win any of our bets tonight, but they still have the NBA No Sweat Same Game Parlay going on. Baseball season is going as well. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can place some bets on the Rockies. But, of course, check out the NBA No Sweat Same Game Parlay as always. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Sign up with code DNVR. New customers can bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. With code DNVR, minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Also, check out the Mile High City Golden Ale from Breckenridge Brewery. Breck Brew is the official beer of DNVR. If you don't know where to get Breck Brew, check out the Breck Brew beer locator on their website. That will tell you where to get Breck Brew. Check out the Mile High City Golden Ale as well. It's in that Nuggets can, in that Nuggets box. You can't miss it. Breck Brew, the official beer of DNVR.
Is that it?
Yep.
That's the three.
That's three.
All right. Back here, final segment, the DNVR Nuggets podcast. Kale, we have some super chats. Who wants to read these off?
The sickest of the sickos. I'll go. Agent Froy says, humbled by the Rockets to crush the Suns? Let's go.
I mean, that would be cool, I
Paid
suppose.
$3.03, 303. Let's
I mean,
go.
the thing is like the Suns also don't really care. I mean, I think they care about getting their rhythm, but they're also insulated right now. They're not moving up. They're not moving down.
Yeah.
So, NBA, baby. Let's go. Neither team wants it.
Ghazi Benghazi says, a pile of poop with a face. Super sticker.
Oh, super sticker.
Super
a pile of
stick.
poop. The funny thing is I'm not sure if that could be a super
It was. It was actually a super
It was
sticker.
an actual super sticker?
Yeah. And then just super chat from Ghazi Benghazi. Thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
Our homie S. Williams says, well, that sucked. Playoffs at DNVR Bar, can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can you imagine
Actually
the energy
can't wait
for
to the
game
playoffs.
one in this bar? The energy is going to be so excited, nervous. Like, it's going to be unbelievable.
It's gonna be incredible.
It's going to be incredible.
I am ready.
Oh, my God. All right.
I'm not.
Eve Rad says, it doesn't really matter they lost, but it was just sad to watch and kind of embarrassing. But here's some monetary solace from Serbia. Thank
Man,
you.
That was
Thank
so
you.
sweet.
Thank
that
you.
Was,
We
that was
need
really
that.
sweet.
We
Monetary
need that.
solace felt good.
Said it doesn't matter, but things are horrible.
They're horrible. 555555555 ish says, Conspiracy Corner, is SGA sending a signal that he wants to be a Nugget? 2 instances of him wearing an Avs jersey. Just saying.
So can we crack this code?
Yeah, Kayla and I looked into this earlier. First off, he's Canadian.
Yeah, I was
Maybe
gonna say,
he's just
he's
a guy from
Canadian.
Canada who likes
But
hockey.
he's from Toronto, so he's not from Quebec in
No,
any
no.
way.
So he's from Canada, but then so he wears actually a fair number of jerseys for pregame fits. But my belief is that he is a Nathan McKinnon fan just because he's a good Canadian boy, and then that led him to the Avs.
That's a good theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that theory.
I think it's the right theory.
Says, I put so much of my time and heart into this team. Mentally, I can't handle this playoff run faltering. March vibes equal crap. That switch better
Yeah,
flip
I mean,
hard.
You don't have to tell us that.
I know. I'm telling you, like, there's so much talk about the relationship between like fans and players, and there's a lot of like, you don't know what it's like to be a player. You know, we hear this all the time. Like, fans don't realize what it's like. I want to be like, players don't realize what it's like to be a fan. It sucks when your team doesn't care. It's the worst.
Yeah, man.
It's the absolute worst when something's like the Philly game this year and it was like passive yoke. You're like, do you not realize we're in the trenches out here, man?
Yeah.
You took the night off? Why?
Unbelievable.
We're in the trenches. There's like, I saw Ball Don't Lie put a tweet that had Yoke stats and Embiid stats tonight side by side. It's like, this is the stuff you're giving us, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's terrible.
We're out here for you.
It's terrible. He doesn't want us to be out there for him.
He
That's the
doesn't.
worst
He's
part.
like-
He's like, go home.
I'm not even talking MVP. I'm just saying like
Yeah,
pride, just like our own personal like.
Yeah, I got like a couple like I've been quote tweeted by a couple of Philly players. It's like,
yeah.
it's like,
It's like,
listen,
you not care, man? Come on. Just
he doesn't. The answer, no, does not care. Jackson A says, when everything clicks, we are disgustingly good. It's true.
that's true.
Damn good.
And when things don't click, we're just disgusting.
We're just disgusting.
Bradley Moss says, it broke my heart to bet on Jokic having a miserable game. I wiped my tears with all these $5 bills.
But he should have shared that wisdom with us. He saw it coming. We did not.
Yeah, we didn't bet on anything on Jokic tonight.
How weird that we like said, oh, he's probably not even going to get 9 points. He immediately got 9, and we're like, well,
That was
we're wrong.
so weird.
And then we were actually right. He had 14 points.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
What a roller
Bro,
coaster.
oh, God. Is back, says 2 straight postseasons have been stolen from them due to the injury. The goal was to get the starting lineup to the playoffs healthy. Almost there.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, maybe.
lost a player tonight, but yeah, maybe. I
cannot
actually do think the Nuggets, knock on wood, are going to be healthy heading into the play, and I do think that is a huge part of this.
It's huge.
Well, they're not healthy right now.
It's true. Trevor Welling says, this might be a hot/bad take, but the only thing I'm worried about is that Jokic has gotten caught up in the noise and the fire is gone for him.
I mean, TBD. I think it's definitely gone in the regular season.
For sure.
For sure it's gone. I
Yeah.
keep expecting it to be back, though, for the postseason. I don't think that this is... And in large part because Jokic been awesome in a lot of the big games that we're talking about, so I think he'll be back. I will say, though, his first point is really important. Jokic acknowledges the noise, man.
I know.
And honestly, the Nuggets' slump coincides with Jokic's slump,
exactly
which coincides with him acknowledging the noise. So
1,000,000%.
something there, man.
Him acknowledging the noise makes me think he will think even less of the regular season than he already does.
My God.
Egg Shin says, drove from Dallas to Houston, sat next to Booth and Tommy. Watch a sluggish squad, not clinch, and I'm still confident. Bacchus and Shanky for life.
Man, this is a guy that was, he had a good time tonight.
Such a good time.
Just chatted up with Tommy Bracelets.
This is Tommy. That's actually how you should call out Tommy when you see him. Tommy Bracelets.
Tommy Bracelets.
You're like, oh, you watch DNVR.
Steve says, breaking news, Embiid has been awarded the 2023 MVP. I mean,
We'll get to that in a second.
for sure.
think he
Congrats.
Lance Wilson says, sorry if I missed this, but starters play Thursday. Going with my 6-year-old Denver native living in Phoenix.
I can't believe the amount of messages I get like this, man. Like the NBA, I hate it.
It's terrible.
We're going to talk about the new CBA rules tomorrow, but there is this level of like, that's the number one question every parent has right now is I'm about to shell out $400 for tickets. Does anybody know if the game is going to totally suck or is it going to be good? Does anybody know?
I would not buy tickets to the last.
Yeah, I would not. I'm not. I'm not. Don't take this 100%, but I think they'll play. But I would not buy tickets.
Do not buy tickets if you haven't already.
Yeah, but I think they'll play.
Hey, man, our hater at least.
Homie
Our hater's
hater.
down in the mud with us tonight.
Laking ball.
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
down.
so Joel Embiid pretty much wrapped up the MVP tonight with 52 points.
Thanks for putting
20
his
for
exact
25.
stat line in there. Appreciate it.
Shooting win against my Celtics without Jaylen Brown and Time Lord both out. And Nuggets, wow, didn't see that coming. Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
That was Laking Ball just paid $10 to be like, man, it hurts to be me, but at least I'm not you. Could have been way worse for me personally. Let's go quickly around the association, Dev. We have to. Oh my God, we'll have to circle back. Lakers are tied. You have to finish with them. There's 11 seconds
that is
left.
great, 'cause
what a big game. I need them to win.
That was what was kind of bumming me out,
I need them to win, to
Should
be
we just
honest
go
with
through
you.
the real,
Why do
like
we
the
need them to
big
win?
games?
At this point, I need them in the 6
Big games,
or
big games.
the 7 or 8 rather than the 9 or 10.
So we'll start with the Memphis versus Portland Trailblazers. Trailblazers have nobody playing. They actually kept it very close. They were winning for
They did.
a majority of this game. They have guys over there that honestly I did not know was in the NBA. So they did make it, interesting at least. Shaquille Harrison is even on Portland. I'm over there.
Just the classic guy you pick up in the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, Desmond Bain had 30 points in that game. John Moran had 23 points.
All right.
They got the win. That was the important thing there.
Yeah, good job, guys.
And this one just truly doesn't matter, but we might as well go there. Milwaukee beat the Wizards 140 to 128.
They're going to be the number 1 overall seed with the Celtics losing tonight. That's why it matters.
Giannis has 28 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds. He is now putting up Jokic type of stat lines.
Damn. Drew
Who's
Holiday,
on
by the way,
this
26, 9, and 10. Almost 2 triple-doubles in one game.
Yeah, and the crazy part is Drew Holiday actually sucks against the Nuggets. That's what I seen last week.
All right.
Whenever I seen them. Cleveland continues to win. They beat Orlando.
43 for Donovan Mitchell, overshadowed by Joel Embiid tonight.
Right now, OKC is beating the Golden State Warriors. It is the third quarter.
Look at the score of this start of the third quarter, 82-78. My God. It was 79-69 at that half.
Yep,
No
and
defense was
then
played.
the one that's really great looks like Utah and the Lakers are going into overtime. This was just a blowout, really. Like the Lakers were up big in this game. LeBron James has 28 points. Anthony Davis has 21 points, 12 rebounds. They said that they're going to defend him one-on-one. They have Zubac just guarding him one-on-one.
No, that's Kessler, Walker Kessler.
Oh, Kessler, sorry, yeah.
Actually, he's not.
That's
is
in
he
the,
not
that's
out
in
there?
the Clipper. The Lakers are playing the Clippers, I think, tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what they said
Yeah.
that he's going to do
Tonight,
that.
man, it's Uzabuke, and then
Kessler's out for the
and then they
season.
have Damian Jones. Man, so that's a
Yeah, they're not even
NBA
playing with
The
anybody
Jazz are
over there.
rolling out like a tank commanding lineup.
but
And they're
trying
still
to beat
keeping it interesting. Yeah, they're still trying to win.
Yeah.
Lakers should get that one.
They should. Is that it? I think there's one big game you forgot.
There's no games that I forgot.
You just don't want to mention it. 76ers tonight beat the Celtics. Joel Embiid goes for 52 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Boston made the decision tonight. Look, again, these teams might match up. Boston tonight to try out the one-on-one no-help defense. Joel Embiid absolutely made fools of them. 20 of 25 shooting, which is absolutely absurd efficiency. 52 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. A lot of people have been saying it, and sadly, I think it's true. I wanted Embiid, because the whole idea of like, did he just wrap up the MVP tonight? I think it was his anyway, so I don't. Tonight made it not the pity MVP.
I think
That's
there
the thing
was
that
a
he got robbed
chance
of.
it could
Go to
be
Giannis.
a closer vote between like Embiid and Giannis or Embiid and Jokic. I don't think it'll be a close vote anymore. I think Embiid will win it pretty comfortably. And hey, I think he deserves it.
Yeah, he does. I've said this before. I have 3 bets on MVP. 2 are for Joel Embiid. 1 is from Giannis, and I didn't bet on Jokic winning the MVP. I knew he was not going to do it, regardless of his stats. There was just no way it was going to happen.
Right. So that does it. What a bummer of a night, man. Absolute bummer of a night. A total stinker from the Nuggets. One of the most annoying games of the year, but we made it through it. All of us together, we made it through. One more super chat came in. There's another attempted super sticker from Ghazi Benghazi. He says, Jokic always plays bad when he returns after a long break. I don't remember that, but I'll go ahead and believe it.
He did this time.
He did this time, and that's the only one I'm going to remember. Nuggets at Suns on Thursday. We're going to be back tomorrow with a little midweek show. Some interesting topics aside from the Nuggets. Like, honestly, just talking about these new CBA rules, I think will be pretty interesting. And I'm excited. I haven't actually got your guys' thoughts on them. So we'll go over all of that stuff tomorrow, what should be a pretty compelling show. Hit the like button for us on the way out, everybody.